Hey everybody, Tom Sparks with Sparks Media Group. Today we're here on Mare Island in Vallejo, California, and I'm going to scan this warehouse with a few different cameras. We're first going to start with the Matterport Pro3, and this warehouse is about 8,000 square feet, a little over. I don't know if we're going to use all the cameras to scan the entire warehouse, but we're definitely going to do at least this room with all of them. So let's get into it. First step is making sure I'm connected to the Matterport Wi-Fi. I'm going to hit new job. We'll just call it whatever we want. Now within Matterport, they have 3 different scanning options. As you can see here, we have the standard density, which is about 30 seconds or a little less. We have medium density, which is about 45 seconds. And then we have high density, which is about 2 minutes. We're going to do the standard density, and we're going to begin. Now, with this warehouse, again, I'm going to scan the entire space with this Pro 3. And then I think what I'm going to do is, let's wait for this to. So I'm going to scan the entire warehouse at standard density, and I think what I'm going to do is do a medium density for just this space, just this room. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to compare data files between the cameras. So my plan is to use this Pro 3. I'm going to use the iGuide camera, and I'm going to use the BLK360 G1 as well as the new version, the G2. Wendell at Aeronautica 3D was nice enough to sponsor this video, if you will, by allowing me to utilize the BLK360 G1 and G2 that are his. They're available for rent, and I'll put a link in the description to his website, so if you want to rent the BLK360s, you can from him. I have Pro 3 and iGuide cameras available for rent on my website. He also rents the Matterport Pro 3 cameras on his website too. And so if he's ever busy and doesn't have enough cameras to satisfy his customers, he refers them to me, and I do the same. So very big shout out to Wendell at Aeronautica 3D for, again, sponsoring this video by allowing me to utilize the 2 BLK cameras. When I'm scanning with the Pro 3, I typically like to do it about every 5 to 7 steps on average. I've previously done a floor plan in this warehouse, so I know it's about 8,000 square feet, give or take. I don't have the exact numbers in my head right now, but the client who manages this property was gracious enough to let me use it for this testing video. This apparently used to be maybe a woodworker's shop. I guess the guy who rented it out had his own kind of woodworking hobby, and so this was, from what I understand, maybe his man cave, which is pretty big man cave. Now, depending on how this goes, I may end up time-lapsing this scan because I have a ton of videos on a Matterport playlist on my YouTube channel that has how to scan, in particular how to scan large warehouse spaces. Now, I think my pin's charged. It is. Perfect. We're gonna mark off windows. One of my previous videos, I tried to show this with the pin and it wasn't working, but you can see how easy this is. You literally are just dragging it where you want to go. I think there's windows. I'm just going to put windows on the entire wall because I don't want to mark off each individual window. Yeah, pretty simple with the Apple Pencil. Okay. This morning I was in San Francisco and I used the Pro3 to scan a deck on the back of a house. Interesting use case. The client wanted it scanned so that they could get a data file and draw up plans to submit to the city because the deck, I think, was built without a permit. And so when that happens, and you need to get plans or you need to get a permit done, you have to submit plans of what's there now versus what was there, so on and so forth. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I was out there and I scanned this deck. It took me about maybe 20-30 minutes, but that was a lot of me just talking to the client. I think it was like 20 scans. So I'm going to provide them with a E57 data file, and maybe they'll share the plans with me so that I can post them and kind of show what that looks like. Another, again, interesting use case for doing it. So you can see using my finger, it does okay. It's not really accurate, but it works. I'm gonna see what's going on with this door, if it'll stay open, or is it just stuck here with that angle? Close these up. Apparently the guy who was in this space built all these cabinets. They're really well built. Did a good job. Good job building them. There's a ton of cobwebs. If you see me moving my arms around, I'm just trying to get cobwebs off of everything. So I get asked a lot, what's the difference between the Pro 2 and the Pro 3 and the iGuide and the BLK cameras as far as data files are concerned. And you know, it's one thing to say that the BLKs are better or whatnot, but it'd be nice to have some apples to apples comparisons. So that's what prompted the whole let's scan the same space with all the cameras. If you find this video valuable, feel free to give me a like or subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I'd appreciate it. And feel free to share it. I've recently, within the last few months, have monetized my YouTube channel. And every single view and like and subscribe helps. At least it'll buy me a cup of coffee every day from Pete's, Starbucks, wherever your flavor is. I am available for paid Zoom consultation calls. So if you have a space you want to scan and you're not quite sure how to go about it, I'm available for Zoom consultations. It'll be an hour call and I'll record it so that you can have it for reference and you can ask me anything you want. And if I'm able to answer it, I will. And I'm also available if you have a space you need scanned and don't want to scan it. I offer scanning services. You can find that on www.scanyourspace.com, scanyourspace.com. And there's some general pricing there, but I try to price projects out based on the need of the client and, you know, the specifics of the project. Yeah, definitely available to go out and scan a space if you don't want to do it. This is a heat room. This is what you want to call it. Spray booth, sorry. I said heat room because there's lights that come on. It's a spray booth, similar to where you would spray your car if you were at a body shop, or in this case, he's spraying probably wood. As you can see, he has some tools of the trade in here. Back over here. And we'll do the back side of that on the other side. Seen a whole bunch of cobwebs on that side, and I was like, nope, not going over there. So for the most part, we got it all scanned. I want to add a couple more scans here in some of the more main areas. So I'm going to do the center, a couple in the center anyway. Here. You can kind of see my process. I try to do the perimeter and then fill in where it's needed. I try to scan on each side of the doorways, as close to the doorways as possible. This one's gonna show up right around here. I'm gonna do, let's see, we'll do the center here. So there you have it, 86 scans. It took 39 minutes roughly to do that. And that was with the Matterport Pro 3 on a standard density. So now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna see how this works. We're going to do a new job. So we're gonna do just this room right here. And we're gonna do a high density. And you can see the camera scanning much slower. So I think what I'm gonna do on this scan is not do as many as I would. And we'll see how this plays out. One thing I wish Matterport would do, and I'm gonna put this in another video with kind of some feature requests for them, is I wish that they would allow the LiDAR to be turned off for 360 photos, 360 panos that you do. Because you have to manually place those anyway. The LiDAR doesn't help with that, and it kind of seems to me that it just adds maybe to the speed, but it also drains the battery if you're doing 360 panos. So we're going to test how long this takes to scan. Hit the button right now. So we have 43 seconds, almost 44 seconds for the scan, and then we have about 11 seconds to download and align the data. Now let's do another test right here, and we're gonna do a standard density and see how this is. So I'll do a reset, and we'll do a start. And I started the stopwatch a little before I hit the start button, so this will be off by about a second. So we have 16.6 seconds and 7 seconds roughly to align and download it and align it. Okay, so we'll do a reset. I'm gonna delete this one. Now let's do a high density. Ooh, this is creeping. Ooh, I'll tell you, as somebody who does this every day, I would not want to scan an entire space on high density. This would be painful. All right, that was 2 minutes and roughly 7 seconds to capture. It's downloading it. Aligning. We have 23 seconds to download and align. So, interesting little test we have here. I'm going to delete this scan, and I'm going to go back to my medium density and continue. So yeah, what do you guys think of that? You think it's worth doing a space in medium density, high density? I guess it obviously would depend on the E57 data file and how much more information that has. you know, it's not natural to sit here and talk to yourself as you're making these videos. You know, just thinking of things to say and trying to narrate these. It's really not natural. So if you guys have comments, ideas for future videos, critique, anything of that nature, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to read them. I do respond to as many as I see or as I can, time permitting. I'll get around to them sooner or later. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. I don't know if it's just me because I'm doing this medium density, but it appears that it's capturing more data further out. Again, that could just be me hoping it's doing that, but I don't know. Seems like it's capturing more data. I think this little black spot right here was where I walked in front of the LiDAR. So I'm hoping this fills in with this scan. And I think I'm gonna do one more right in the center here. Fairly close to the center anyway. Okay, there you go. Medium density. And we got that one done. Now, do I want to do a high density? 20 something minutes for 11 scans. We may come back to this. Okay, so we're done with Matterport. Now we're going to switch cameras and try something different. I think next we're going to use our iGuide camera. Only because I'm familiar with that one. More familiar with that one than the BLK, I should say. And when we do this, typically I don't use a ball head. But this time I am. I'm going to show you why. We grab our handy iGuide right here. Our mounting plate on it. I'm going to lower it a little bit. Now what we have going on with this, what we have going on with this is iGuide has recently came out with an update where you can get CAD files. So previously, you know, you got the LiDAR that's sitting right here and it's spinning this way, capturing the vertical walls. But you didn't have it scanning this way to capture, I guess, horizontally. So their new update is to scan a space regularly, and then we're going to drop the camera at a 90-degree angle and do a second pass around to capture the other data, and then we should be able to get a nice set of files out of that. So we're going to test that theory out. Now, I happen to like using the web interface instead of the app. Maybe I'll do a comparison one day on the differences. But today we're going to use the web interface. So we're going to browse the 192.168.5.1 once we connect to the Wi-Fi. We're going to do a project, and we're going to call this Mare Island CAD. I typically always put a 6-inch wall thickness in for residential. Obviously this isn't a residence. I'm just going to put this as 6. I'll laser measure or measure the wall thickness later and adjust that as needed. So just gonna do main floor. Again, 6. And I'm actually going to pull up the iGuide. Let's see if I have it here. The iGuide information. Which I have, let's see here. Not there. Sorry guys, give me 1 minute here. So let's read this together. Advanced capture requirements. Scanning vertically. Advanced scanning requirements for specified iGuide packages include vertical scans in some areas of the property. Vertical scans are taken by positioning the Planix at a 90-degree angle from the tripod, forming an L shape with the tripod. So, here's some examples. Two scans, okay. 2 scans on all room entrances, 1 scan on each window. 2 scans each room, got it. To complete main floor, second floor. Okay, so there's a ton of let's see. When taking additional scans as part of your required data set, especially vertical scans, organizing it is very important. One notable difference is storing your vertical scans separately from your horizontal. Below are examples. So we can do main floor, typical horizontal scans, second floor basement. We just have main floor. Then we're going to do main floor vertical. So there you go. For all typical horizontal scans, align them to the best of your ability in the way that resembles actual property layout. Similarly, align exterior scans, okay? No scan alignment is necessary for vertical scans. However, vertical scans should each be moved, separated so that no scans overlap. To prevent vertical scans in their respective folders from appearing as floors, set them as hidden, and they'll be red. Okay. Well, let's try this. So, got it set up. I'm gonna walk around the corner. And sorry, I'm gonna reference this again because we're gonna call this under organization. Where did it go here? Main floor vertical. So we're going to call this horizontal. So I'm going to do main floor horizontal. Okay. I'm going to go to survey. Now, unlike with the Matterport Pro3 and the Pro 2 and the Leica cameras, this takes pictures on both sides, so you can't be around it when it's taking a picture. However, they do have an option to hit this button right here, and we're gonna stand in what I call the front of the camera, hit the button, And then it's going to prompt us to walk around the other side. To what I'm calling the back. We're going to hit the button. And then it's going to process it. And you'll see that I'm not in the shot. Look at that. So that's a workaround, but obviously that takes some time. So whenever you can, it's best to just walk around the corner. You definitely get your steps in as you're doing this. I'm trying to hide from the camera. Sometimes it's impossible to hide because maybe the space is huge and you don't want to walk around. And actually, I'm going to be in this reflection right here, so that's going to be a bad shot. So what I'm going to do is do a scan, and we're going to delete that last one. I'm going to go to survey, and we're going to do it again. Now on this one, I can actually hide behind the camera. It's all about speed, with me anyway. Some of these spaces are quite large, and you want to be able to get through them quickly. And so having to do, you know, double the work is annoying. Time consuming, not annoying. Go this way. Now you may be asking yourself, how long does it take to do a scan with iGuide? So what we're going to do is do a test. So I'm going to hit the button right now. That took the picture. That aligned it. So you have 3 seconds to take the picture and then 6 seconds to align it. How's that for speed? iGuide is ANSI compliant, ANSI Z765-2021, I believe. That's a claim that Matterport isn't willing to make, and I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't just be ANSI compliant. From what I do understand with ANSI is that it's recognized by Fannie Mae as being good for public record, good for appraisals, that sort of thing. So it'd be helpful. There you go, I'm not in the shot. But yeah, I don't know why Matterport doesn't claim ANSI compliant. So here we have all the scans I'm gonna get. Horizontally. Now I'm going to create a new floor, and I'm going to say main floor vertical. And 6-inch wall thickness. Now we're going to do another pass, but this time we're going to set the camera in an unnatural position. 90 degrees. And we're going to do the same thing. And this is truly my first time doing this. So it'll be interesting to see what we're gonna get. This is so weird. Just hope I'm doing this right. I guess we'll know later once I submit this for processing. An iGuide says, what the hell were you thinking? Chris, if you're watching this, don't judge me. Kind of just skimmed through the instructions in about 3 minutes, as we just saw. I mean, I guess in all actuality, this would be really great on a house that had stairs and a lot of different stuff going on. Here we kind of just have a warehouse. Isn't the most entertaining thing. Let's see if my instructions, oops, wasn't quite out of that shot. Yeah, we're gonna delete that one. They seem to be doing one scan per room, which I guess makes sense if the ceilings are all the same height. I'm gonna do a little extra here. Maybe because we have beams and light fixtures, and I want to see those heights represented. do one right under this beam. Right up there. Okay, and there you have that. That was a iGuide capture, vertically and horizontally. And we are done with that. So I'm gonna go grab the other camera and then we'll get to it. Hey everybody, I'm back, and now we're going to use this Leica BLK360 G1. Cue the Stevie Wonder music. You know, isn't she lovely? That music. Isn't she wonderful? All right. So again, shout out to Wendell with Aeronautica 3D for providing this. Oh, fingerprints on the, clean those off. Okay. Never used this, so we're gonna test this out. It's on there. Now Wendell has graciously provided an iPad I'm going to use to control this. Enter passcode. Okay. Gonna hide this password. All right, let's turn on the camera, shall we? Turn it on, it's blinking, so we know we have power. Take this inside. Right. Let's see here. Find this screen recording. If I can't screen record this, let's see here. I think it was Loom, he said, was what he used. Recorded video. I'm going to record a screen. Sorry guys, this is my first time using this. So far, so good. We're going to connect to scanner. One minute, guys. Hi, this is Tom. Hi. I'm trying to get my photographer Bruno there around, I think the time you put in was like 1:15 or so. If he doesn't make it, then yeah. If he doesn't make it, I'll make it there. I'm stuck on Vallejo for a project, and I'll be here for maybe another hour or two. Nice. Okay. Totally up to you. If you want to do that ahead of time, if you're going there, fine. If not, we can do it. No big deal. Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, yeah. No. I saw it. I saw it was vacant. I just got stuck here a little longer than expected, so I was going to see if Bruno could get over there, but if not, then I'll make it over there. You'll have him tomorrow, though, either way. Yep. Alrighty. All right. You're welcome. You too. Thanks. Bye. Work calls. So, okay. We are here on the app. We're going to hit new. We'll call it Mare Island G2. Do I want to take a picture? Sure. Why not? We'll hit save. And I think I'm gonna do that. It's gonna get fun. I think we're connected, so I think I want to go to see HDR 43 seconds. Yeah, we can do HDR. Why not? What kind of scan points do we want to do? It's a minute 37. That's 50 seconds. So I'm going to assume that this is like a low, regular, medium, high, maybe. That's 35 seconds, 43 seconds, 50, and a minute 37. So we'll do 50. Now we're going to hit the play button, and we're going to have to rotate around it. I can already tell my tripod's not level, which is going to annoy me on the first scan. We're going to leave it alone. Okay. What are we doing wrong here? So there's some dust on it, so maybe it's that on the LiDAR, because otherwise it looks generally pretty clean. Let's try this again. To give me the opportunity to dust, clean optics. Okay, confirm tail there. Okay, let's see. Let's try again. Now. That's sealed. So that's good. I'm just kind of using my nice soft shirt here to clean the LiDAR. What do we got going on here? Let's turn it off. Maybe. Let's kick the battery out. Turn it on. We're locked in, right? I mean, maybe we weren't locked in actually. Yeah. We're locked in, it's not going nowhere. We're connected. I'm gonna close this out actually and relaunch it. Yes, we want to connect to scanner. Want to click it. All right. So we got 50 seconds. Let's hit the button. It's doing its thing. Rotating. So that's, oh shit. Clean it. Okay, what do we got going on? Let's see. It's pretty clean. Can't see it. Wouldn't be any cleaner. All right, let's call a window. Hey there. I'm just trying out the G2. I got it connected. When I hit the first scan, it starts to rotate and then it stops and it says scan failed, dust detected, clean optics and nadir plate, and press button to confirm. Contact tech support if error occurs again. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I tried that. And then I took the battery out, turned it off, turned it on again, and it started to do it again, and then it stopped. It looks like mirror. It doesn't look dusty at all. It doesn't look dirty, doesn't look dusty. There were some fingerprints on the cameras. There's some little fingerprint smudges on the cameras, but I wiped those off too. Yeah. Yep. Yep, yep. So I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna think it's the battery.
For whatever reason, I've just tried another battery. But it should be. When that happened to me one time, I wiped it and it went away. Also, did your tripod have a level?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is. All right, hold on one second. Let me try this again. I'm gonna try it again with the same battery. Just wanted to see. So it does that first initial rotation that it does to kind of maybe like check itself. And then you can hear something spin up on the inside, which is the LiDAR. It shows part of what it's capturing on the screen, and now it's rotating. And then like a few seconds into it, it just stops. So yeah, let me try the battery. Yeah, it doesn't complete the first scan. It does maybe like 3 seconds of a rotation and then stops. Which is indicative of Leica products. I saw some emails floating back and forth. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right, let's try this. Might have been a battery issue. Because this seems to be doing better. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I really hate Leica products just because they're so finicky. That couldn't have been a 360. Well, it captured it. Okay, we got some data. And what's kind of cool is it's following us around. I like that. It's interesting how it fills it in as it goes. It's pretty cool. Well, this is cool. We're gonna go back to map and exit out of that. We're gonna keep on trucking. We'll align it in a little bit. Now, what I don't really care for is the amount of time it takes. The amount of time, you know, at the bottom it says scanning, and it's just kind of hovering there. There's a progress bar over here. It's almost done. But I can't do anything while that's still going on. I guess I can move it. Can I hit a button? And will it capture it? Because that seems to be a lot quicker than waiting for this to download. If I can do that. I'd rather just hit the button on the camera and have it catch up to me. So far we have 5 unlinked scans. So if I'm okay to move, this workflow might be a little better if I can just like hit the button. See what it does here. Yeah, so that seems to be a better workflow for me anyway. Is you know, as it's downloading and processing and doing all that stuff, that's fine. But I don't want to wait for that on the iPad each time. So I would prefer just to walk and hit the button and then at least just verify it with the iPad that it's actually capturing what I want it to. Might be able to speed through this a little quicker. Okay. I think you know what it is I just don't have enough experience with the BLK360. I use it when I need it, and I've needed it really before the Pro 3 came out. I needed it for outside scanning within the Matterport ecosystem, but since the Pro 3 came out, it's kind of been the BLK killer, and I haven't needed it. It just was really slow and had errors, and then, you know, just dealing with their software kind of was a headache. Licensing fees, they don't like to share. You know, it's hard you can't buy a license for a couple days. At least you couldn't anyway. So there's a lot of disadvantages, a lot of cons that I didn't like. But having said that, this one's a lot quicker so far at this almost highest density. And you know, we'll see what the data file says. If the data file is remarkably, drastically better than the Pro 3, then, you know, it might be a candidate for a next purchase for me. Versus, you know, like one of the RTCs, which I don't typically use too much, or a Faro, or Navis VLX, or, you know, some of the other ones. I am kind of concerned that the pictures haven't been showing up here, but whatever. Maybe it's still downloading. Give it some time to catch up. I am kind of hitting it with a lot right now. using the Field 360 linking stuff together has been kind of problematic for me in the past. I guess I can kind of stumble through this and figure it out, but you know, you got this one and then that one for 7. Where's 5 at? You can export each as a E57, which is kind of cool. A couple more here, just to be safe. Well, I think I got enough in this space, I want to say. Maybe I'll add a couple more. Can never have too many. And you know, some of these are download pending, it looks like. We're gonna hang out here and just kind of see, you know, if all the data transfers. The little transfer indicator up here is moving still, so that's a good thing. what I think I'm doing is aligning these from one scan point to the next, kind of in the area or in the pattern that I scanned the space in. Looks like it's working, kind of like an auto align feature. Kind of a pain to do that on here. Are we done with our scans though? Are we still downloading? think I accidentally deleted a scan point, so I'm gonna come over here and do a couple others. Maybe 8 was right here. Let's get a shot of how quick this is to scan. Put it right here, and let's try it again. The start button. There you go, so about 40 seconds to do the scan, and then the download takes a few seconds extra, as you can tell, maybe more than a few seconds. Still playing catch up on some of the other downloads. So yeah, I think we're done with this. We got enough scans here. I'm gonna have to get on the laptop later and try to align this data manually. Trying to align it here. I don't really know the software too well, obviously, and it's a little difficult to try to stumble through it on the iPad, so we're gonna do it on the laptop where we have a little more time and we're not on site just waiting. Yeah, that's that. I think what I'm gonna do is do some scans with the G2 or the G1. I'm sorry, I was doing some scans with the G1 just to show the difference in the data files. Some people have asked, is it worth buying the G2 instead of the G1? Maybe we can show that via the E57. Show if it's any more accurate. Sitting here waiting while this downloads. I don't think it's necessary. Oh, synchronization ongoing. I sure want to exit. No, we don't want to exit. Because we're synchronizing. Why would we want to exit when we're synchronizing? It's almost been an hour later. Gosh. Actually, you know what? While I'm still waiting for this to synchronize, back in here real quick and grab a couple thumbnail shots. Shall we? Never can have too many thumbnail shots. You know, still sinking. There you go, we got them all synced. So we're gonna leave the job. We are going to turn the camera off, put it away. And we're gonna switch to the G1. Now, some people are going to ask, is it the same mount? It appears to be. Yeah, it appears to be the same mount, but I'm gonna still use the original one for the G1, I'm sorry. We're gonna switch to the G1 now. Put this on. I think we have a good battery in here. No battery in here. All right. Try battery A. What I'm going to do is just close out Cyclone. Connect to scanner. We'll hit join. Okay, unable to join network. What do we have going on here? 3 wide. Okay, maybe that worked. We're gonna call this Mare Island G1. And yep, we'll take a picture. Use photo, why not? Save it. And so, again, as far as the scan points, if we do, that's a minute 50, we'll do low on this one. I don't want to spend that much time. Although, it's 3 minutes and 10 seconds at HDR. 250, 140. Yeah, why not? We all know how this is gonna go. Slow as molasses. And since we're gonna test times, might as well test this time too. So I'll do a screen, clock, and reset. I'm gonna hit the button on it. Let's see if I can do this right now. Here we have it, almost 2 minutes and 45 seconds. They said it was going to take 1:40. They lie. And why didn't that one show up on here? Do I have to import it? Maybe I do. Okay, that's fair. Two minutes 44. It definitely wasn't what they said it was going to be. You know, if I was just, yeah, I mean, it's all based on the use case. Residential, I'm still rocking with the Pro 3. I haven't seen the data files, obviously, but, you know, marketing purposes, definitely the Pro 3. Is there a use case for the 360s? Absolutely. But I'm used to things moving a lot quicker than this. You know, I've covered it before in my iGuide playlist on YouTube. iGuide has a software called Stitch. And the Planix Pro basically auto-aligns itself for the most part. You do have to do some manual alignment sometimes if spaces look very similar. But this whole Cyclone thing, maybe again, it's just, I'm not used to it. It's new for me, so it's kind of intimidating, but it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. This seems to download and process quicker than the G2. And I don't know if it's because this is downloading as it's scanning, because I can see the progress bar moving as it's going, which is similar to the G2, but I don't know. This just seems to sync up a little bit quicker. Maybe it's less data. I guess we'll know when we look at the E57 files for both and compare them. Shout out to ProMaster. I'm using my Specialist SP532C tripod, which I always use. I'll put a link in the description, if not to this one, to a very similar one. I bought this at Mike's Camera in Sacramento. I want to say it was like 300-ish, 400-ish, somewhere around there. Great customer service. I had an issue one time where this set screw wouldn't hold onto the neck. It kept slipping down, and so I went up to Mike's, and I guess ProMaster has a really good warranty on their equipment, so I was able to just swap it out and store for a new tripod. That was huge. I have a Manfrotto carbon fiber tripod, which is good. Before I knew anything about tripods, I went with what I thought was the best and bought the Manfrotto carbon fiber, and one of the legs kind of broke where the leg just slides all the way out. So I have to be really careful with that, and I haven't had a chance to contact them to see if there's a warranty on it. I didn't even pay attention to battery life on the G2. I don't think I'm doing a big enough space to be able to accurately dictate how much battery it's using. But I will say that with this G1, it's notorious for eating batteries, meaning it sucks the life out of them. And so whenever you rent from, this is gonna be a tongue tie. Whenever you rent from Wendell, he includes, if not an extra battery, probably 2 extra batteries. And that's just super helpful because this eats right through them. So with the Pro 3s, you can have your own, the Matterport app is free to download. You have to have a Matterport account to be able to upload and process files. And I think that's the professional plan you need to have. There's price on their website for that. So, you could use your own device, your own iPad, your own phone if you wanted to. Same with iGuide. You can use your own device. You can use the phone, iPad. With Leica, you have to have the software installed. You have to have the login. There's a software license. So Wendell included the iPad and the laptop that had the software on it, which is super helpful because, that way I can do the scan, I can download the data, or manipulate the data, then download the data, all without having to bother Wendell. Now here's a kicker which is slightly annoying with Matterport. In order to get the data files from Matterport, you have to order it. It's an E57 data file, and I think it's $89, maybe $119, depending. And I'm not sure if that's based on square footage, or I don't know how they're pricing that. I sort of feel like if you're paying for monthly hosting, you've paid for the camera. At a bare minimum, that data file should be yours to own, meaning you should be able to just download it right from the camera. I shouldn't have to then pay Matterport to send me the data file. I haven't asked them this. I don't believe I've asked them this. I need to. And if you guys have any comments, leave them below. But I'm wondering if they slightly dummy down the data from the E57 file that comes from the Pro 3. Meaning, if I was able to get the data right out of the camera, would it be like a RAW file in photography? And the E57 that they're providing me, is that like a low-res JPEG or a TIFF file? Well, I know TIFF is not compressed, but is the data that they're sending us for $89 or $119, whatever it is that data the largest quality, highest amount of data that we can get from the camera based on the scan settings? Again, I personally think that they kind of dummy it down and they just provide us with a compressed sort of version of the file, but I have no proof of that. I don't know. Why are they charging for it? Why aren't they just giving it to us? The thing about it is, you can upload from your device to the cloud for processing fairly quickly. I've done a million square feet. I've done maybe, I don't know how many scan points was the max scan points I've done, 1,000. And I think the biggest file that I've had is like 12 gigs as far as an entire tour, and that's photos and data. Apparently, I want to know what and I guess we'll see on this. I'm going to compare file sizes from all these different data sets I'm getting. But if this, for example, happens to be 5 gigs worth of data, maybe the G2 is like 6-7 gigs. If the Pro 3 file comes back and it's 4 gigs or 2 gigs at the medium density, I'm gonna be slightly annoyed, because it's like, why are you shrinking what you're giving us. Just give it to us. End of rant. So as you can tell, I'm not aligning as I'm going. Linking, aligning. I don't know what the term they use in the Leica ecosystem is, but I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of scanning, hoping that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass later on. So I pretty much scanned the entire perimeter. I think I'm gonna do one more right in the center. All right, so we got it all done. It's 9 scans in here, which is fewer than Matterport for sure. I'm hoping to have enough data to do a nice little comparison. But yeah, we're basically done. I'm gonna turn this off. The battery's almost empty on this, which is crazy to me. I'm gonna stop my screen record here. There we go. Stop recording. Done recording. Open loom to finish. More. Network connection required. Deal with that in a second. All right, so yeah, we're pretty much done here. We've done the iGuide, we've done the Pro 2. I'm sorry, we've done the iGuide, we've done the Pro 3 at a couple different densities. We've done the BLK360 G1 right here, and then we've done the G2. So we should have enough data sets to be able to compare the space. And, you know, I'll put the results out there. I'll put the files on a Google Drive and share them with everybody so that you guys can compare on your own. But yeah, if you have any comments, let me know. Again, like, share, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching, guys.
Welcome to Aeronautica 3D. Today we're going to look at a project that was recently completed by Sparks Media, and we're going to import the data into Cyclone 360 BLK Edition on a PC laptop. So the project was completed using an iPad, but what we're going to do today is import the data straight into the PC. Now, we won't be importing it directly off the scanner, but the files have been saved onto the laptop. But I will show you the process if we were to do it straight off the scanner. Let's open up the Cyclone. And the PC license, the license to the Cyclone is already on the PC laptop, so there's no need to look up or reload the license. Everything's ready to go. So right here, let's take a look at the project that they did, Sparks Media. Open that up, and right here, when you first open Cyclone, you get this window here showing the menu of projects. Their project was MGG1. Let's open that up. And let's backtrack a little bit here to the, let's go to the review and optimize. And let's take a look at we'll click on one of the scans. And once I click into this area here, click on one of the scans or links, that sort of activates this, the project here. And since we're already have these already imported and the project's already been actually completed in this particular project file, we can take a look at the bundle cloud and rotate around here and see what they have done. Looks like they've done a few scans. If we go over here and count them, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scans that they've utilized here in this particular project. And they already have them linked together. If I pick on one of these links, I get data over here showing the quality of the link, the link error, the strength and overlap, the cloud-to-cloud overlap. And that's a very good link right there. I think I'll choose a yellow one. And this one is not as strong of a link. It still links, but it's not as strong. And we're right here. While we're right here, let's go to the, now this is the Properties tab. Let's go to the Assistant tab. And right here can show you some instructions or tips for viewing of what's going on with this bundle that we're looking at. Right here, as I just mentioned, the green links and the yellow links, we can see here that the green indicates an overall error of less than 7 millimeters. The yellow indicates an overall error between 7 millimeters and 10 millimeters. So this the color code gives you an indication of how good the link is. So this is a good tab. It gives you information about the strength of the bundle, an explanation of the strength of the bundle, the true slicer, and tips for inspecting the bundles and links, and set up bundle rotation. So I'll click back to the properties, and shows you again the link quality. If I pick on a sphere, which is one of the scan points where the scanner was, I get a picture of what the scanner was looking at. This is helpful as a quick reference to where were we when we completed the scan. So if I wanted to get a quick reference of where my scanner was in reference to the whole building, this is a quick way to look at it. This particular scan is scan number 1, and it's in bundle number 1. It was bundled all together. The point cloud is currently 1,353,115 points. Table, thumbnails, if you have any. These are the targets. So let's go back to the site map, which is an overhead view of the project. And we can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's actually 9 scans showing here. I don't think we have any other scans in here. So let me go back to the import section. And this is where the first window that you see, the first section of the up here in the menu is going to be the import section. And in this import section, you'll be able to import the BLK files from the scanner, or you can drag them over here to this box, or you could browse your files to find out where your scans are and select them and bring them in that way. If you bring them in through the scanner, you have different scanners that you can choose from. The scanner that we're going to be working with is the G2. The G1 is the older model. The G2, if we pick the G2 model, we have an option of using the Wi-Fi or USB cable. And I feel it's faster with the USB cable. It's a USB-C cable on both ends. And on this laptop, it plugs into the top right corner. There's a sort of a 45-degree angle slot there just on the edge of the scanner or laptop, and you could bring that in straight through cable, straight from the scanner into the laptop. And we would connect, hook up your cable, and there's a USB C opening on the side of the scanner, on the outside of the scanner. Connect, and then all the scans will be kind of downloaded into this window here. And then what you want to do is import the scans into the software, into the PC. So we would add to the project, and then we would choose. They would, after adding the project, they would show up over here to the left. We would then choose all these scans, and then go down here to the import button to import them all. So I'll close this right now. And what we'll do now is go to open up a new demo project and bring in those scans. But this is basically what we're trying to aim for, is bringing these scans in and then trying to link them all up, as you see in this project that they did recently. So let's go out of this, and then what we're going to do is go back and go to another project, or actually we're going to create a new project. So let's call this Demo 5. And here we can set a background if you want a different background here. If I chose from map, I get this nice picture of the world, satellite view. I could choose a street map, or I could choose get image from some other location and put that as a backdrop. I'm going to cancel this for now, and we're going to choose none. Also off to the right here, we have different properties before we import them in. Right now, I won't go into all these other options, but right now we do want to make sure auto cloud is set, because that's going to try to automatically link all the clouds together. So it's a sort of a what they call auto cloud, and that's going to help us align everything up before we manually have to go in there and try to line things up. So we want to import these files. Again, I just mentioned about choosing it from the different scanner, which we're not going to do at this point because I've already downloaded the files to a folder. But if I was to do this, again, I would go to the G2. I would choose the USB over Wi-Fi. You could do Wi-Fi, but I'll do USB because I've got the cable. Hook up the cable to the scanner, do a connect, watch all the files show up here. Choose them all, select all, add to the project, and then all these will show up here. So right now I'm going to browse to the scans. And I'm going to choose them all. Open. And they all show up right here pretty quickly. But now what I got to do is import these into the software, into the project. So I'm going to choose all of them. And I'm going to import them. And this will take a while. We're up to 7% already. While we're here, I can just point out that, again, up at the top of the menu, we're going to go through 4 processes. We're going to import the scans, which we're doing now. We're then going to go to the review and optimize of the scans. So we're going to see all the scans line up here, or not line up, but at least they may be lined up or they may be off a little bit. But we're going to have to get them all lined up and linked together. And this part of the menu is where we do that, review and optimize. We do have some tools here that we can look at the scans as they previously, or they will show up on the screen. But mainly all the work is going to be doing, we're going to be doing is all in the review and optimize. Then once we're through reviewing and optimizing all the links and the scans together, we're going to finalize them. And once they're finalized, we can then go to the report section. And in the report section is we're going to export out our finalized bundles of scans. And typically what we're aiming for in this project is we're going to be exporting out as a E57 file. We're going to export out as one E57 file. And the E57, a lot of customers, a lot of renters do that. They rent a scanner and do the scans, and they're looking to import it into Autodesk or ArchiCAD or some other CAD software. And E57 is a common format that can run easily through many CAD systems. There is an option for RCP, a recap file that'll go to the Autodesk recap system. So that's available also. But in our case today, we're just going to export out as an E57 file. We can also, there's an import option here, filter points by distance. If we want to bring in less points, and that you can do that with different, we're not going to discuss that too much today, but you can import, filter out some of the points that you bring in by distance of the points and get rid of a lot of excess data. And as you'll see, there will be several ways to cut down the amount of points that you're working with. There's several ways to do that. You can box out certain areas. If I have a bunch of trees or forest to the side of let's say a house, I can eliminate all those trees, which is a lot of points, and not bring in those trees. That's some option if you want to do that. Or if I had trees all the way around the house and I just wanted to look at the house, I can fence off on the software. I can fence off all of the trees data and just have the house remaining. So that eliminates quite a bit of points there, just from all the shrubs and trees and excess data that's around a certain area that you want to look at, like let's say just the house. And so that cuts down on the file size, cuts down on processing time and so forth. So there's lots of advantages to that. So what I'm going to do right now is pause the video until we get up to 100%. So this should only take a few minutes, but I'll go ahead and do that. And I do want to point out that it's using, if we note here on the title, it's, this bar here, using AutoCloud based matching to find links for site map 1. So it's utilizing that AutoCloud method of trying to link up all the clouds together in the way they should be by looking at how well they match. So we got some results. Successfully imported the given scanner data sources to 15 setups. 2 setups contained insufficient data. And remember, we looked at some of the data that it looked like it didn't have a lot of points in it when we first looked at them in the document section in the folder. And these setups failed to import. That's 1 and 2. So probably didn't get enough data there to do anything. It said it created 87 links for this project. Now, you can have a lot of links with just few setups or scans, because the scans will be linking to each other as much as they possibly can. So if you have scans, that are not behind a bunch of walls and they're free to look at some of the other scan locations, they're going to try to link up together, and which is a good thing because it creates a even stronger uh, uh, mapping and stronger links between each scan point. So it created 87 links for this project. Some errors happened when import setups, but these setups were still imported. That's possible. So it could run into errors, but it still brings in the setups. Setup 003, an error occurred when building the scene. So that's an example right there. Say OK, and let's look at what we have. So just at this screen level right here, in fact, because something's chosen right here, you can see that if I go down to sitemap, I can start looking at cloud, the 3D cloud. I'm not going to do that yet because I want to see what we have here. That's setup 3. That's the one that didn't come in very good, but maybe we could drag it over here and line it up somehow. But let me get it closer. I'll just bring it over here so we can have everything a little bit closer. I'll put it down here. And this looks pretty good. I mean, this is an auto cloud system working very well. And I can tell you, I think when we looked at this warehouse a few minutes ago here, we see that that there's not a lot of walls in this, where at least the area that they scanned. We see a few walls in between, but basically the scans had very good access to each other. And let's take a look. Let's take a 3D look at it. So let's go to the setup cloud. And we don't see very much there. And I think it's because we go back to the sitemap, because we chose this one. Let's choose a scan that's inside of the warehouse. There we go. So if we chose this setup over here, notice that it's kind of all by itself. It's not under a bundle. These all bundled together pretty good. These 14 scans here. But this one was left out by itself. And one of our objectives before we finalize this will be to get this scan, either dump it or try to link it up with these other scans here with this bundle. And it could be a bundle by itself. It's just got to be bundled. It can be bundled with one other setup. But as long as the scan is not by itself here, we'll be able to finalize it. So let's go to this one setup here. This is setup number 7, and notice again we have an image here that gives us an idea of what the scanner was looking at. But let's take a look at the now. One thing you'll notice, another extra window pops up here called Bundle Cloud. Now that's because we're in the bundle. That scan is in the bundle, so we can look at the whole thing via a bundle cloud, or we could just look at it as in the setup itself. So let's look at the setup, and this is from the point of view of the scanner. And you could see where it didn't, at the base of the scanner, we didn't pick up this data down on the floor. But we can rotate around here, look around. You can also look at it in sort of a 3D way. Again, from the perspective of this one scan here. So this is very handy to get an idea of everything, the whole layout and what was linked. Let's go to the bundle cloud. So this is looking at it from the point of the bundle cloud, which is pretty much the same thing, but not a specific scan, but the entire project, the entire bundle, from the perspective of the entire bundle. So let's go to the site map, which is an overhead view. And we can see that. And while I'm here, there are some tools that kind of help us view what's going on. I can show or hide the setup clouds. I can delete links if I don't want to look at the links. Go back to the sitemap. I can delete the setups. Oops, can't do that. And notice right here, I picked a link rather than a sphere. And notice if I pick a sphere, I get different tools down here. I have a link that I press, and it'll give you the information about that link, the strength of the link error, and how it came in cloud to cloud, the error here, 0.006 meters for the entire cloud on average. And if I wanted to try to link it up again, I can pick Auto Cloud, and it could try to link up two scans again, or try to do all of the scans at once. If I wanted to do a visual alignment of a particular link, in fact, this link here is hooking up to setup 6 and setup 17. So if I want to do a visual alignment, maybe this link was yellow. Maybe it wasn't very strong. It's green as strength. In fact, let me show you this again. Under the assistant tips of viewing, the green indicates error less than 7 millimeters. The yellow indicates an overall error between 7 millimeters and 10 meters and 10 millimeters. So I have a green link here showing a very good link. But if I wanted to get a visual alignment of these two spheres, these two scans and this link, I can go to visual alignment, and it would show you the two scans. And the two scans are right on top of each other. They look very good. That's why we're getting a good strong link. If I want to look at a side view of these two scans together, that's what I have. And if I go back to the top view, I'll get into detail about moving these scans around to link them, but not at this time. So let's cancel back out, go back to this top view, and I do have, as I'm looking at this top view, I see that this setup is not linked. And actually, you know what I did was I deleted the links, right? So now I need to link this again. So I'm going to have to go back in and link that scan, and also bring this one back in so I can link it somewhere. If I choose that, let's go back to Assistant, or I'm sorry, Properties. Now I notice I got an image here for this sphere, this scan. But in choosing this one, I have no reference to see where it went. So I have no idea where this setup was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it totally, because I have no idea. But I'm still left with the one I deleted the scans, and I need to get that linked up somehow. So going back, again, here's all our setups. these are all in a bundle, and I have that one setup out here. I kind of wanted to go back up to the top here and show you some of the tools up here. I kind of like this one. Actually, I'm going to go back and show you I'm going to choose the bundle. I'll scan in the bundle so I can show the whole bundle. Go to bundle. And what I want to show you is, as you see all the points in here, all surrounded here, and it looks like it's an image of what actually was scanned. Well, I can go up here and change the different types of mapping. So here's what's called a hue intensity map. This is a favorite. This is very good. It gives you some good visibility into some of the points when you're really trying to get into looking at certain areas. And it gives you a definite highlight of points. I can go to grayscale mapping. Very helpful. I can color everything by bundle, and notice that everything is in one bundle, so it's all the same color, or I can color by setup. So we have multiple setups, as you know. So each setup is going to have its own color. So this is very good at helping you view things. I'm going to go back to color from the scanner. This is the picture that it actually picks up. We have different tools here. We can pick objects, pick points, do a panoramic turn, or the 360 view. This is a very good tool here. We can measure distance from one point to another. I won't get into that now. Scan locations, if I want to show the scan locations. If I want to turn those off. If I want to turn off the point cloud. Do I have any tags or anything that I've tagged items, or right now the spheres are tagged, so we can see that. Turn those off, and we have some other tools there. Show targets, show links, so forth. Let's show the links. There we go. Turn the links back on. So right here is where I made a mistake before I deleted the link. If you remember that number 7 sphere I had highlighted, but I deleted the link, and I meant to just turn it off up here, or the scan itself, the location of the scans. So what I want to do, here's a show hide setup clouds. I can turn those off and on. And that's another topic. So here we have all the scans. Let's go back to top view. And we could actually, if this setup was not here, we could actually go to finalize and export it out. But now we have this one scan that didn't auto cloud it did auto cloud, but I accidentally took off the links. And I think what I'm going to do is I was going to turn off the links from another one, delete the links. I think I'll do that here. I'm going to delete scan number 4, its links. So now I have 2 scans that need to be linked, and I want to go through the process of relinking those. So what I need to do is choose both of these because I want to link them together. And you notice once I choose those, and I just did a shift and chose one and shifted and chose the other one. These are the two scans, or do I want to link those together? No, I don't. Sorry. I want to link this one back over here somewhere. This kind of looks like the closest scan. I don't know if there's a barrier between this and this scan. In fact, I can use this picture to look around and see if there is a barrier between here that I, possibly couldn't scan. But I'm going to choose this. I look back this way and I see there's no barrier. So I think these two I can link together. I'll go here. And now I would like to try to auto cloud these. Maybe it'll work using an auto cloud, which means it'll automatically link. Let's try that. One link was added, 0 links modified. And it said it found 11 additional link candidates, automatically try to create these links. So what it's going to do, it's going to look around and say, hey, I can make some other links. Remember, we just deleted a bunch of good links. So it makes sense that if we auto cloud it again, that it's going to find those links. We say yes. And it's automatically trying to do an auto cloud and put them together. It added the links and we say okay. And there's our links back again. Okay. So we got a lot of links. I think we got a lot of additional links that maybe we didn't have before, because it looks like it tried to link up from here to there. So we have a lot of additional links. Let's click on one of these links. Very good link. It's green, shows our strength, overlap. Now if I choose another link, we get more information about that link. If I choose another one, same thing here. These are all good. If you remember, all the green links are very good. So with this one, this was pretty easy. I didn't have to do any kind of manual alignment because the links were good. Now this one I suspect is going to be the same. If we did auto cloud on this one, I suspect we'll get the same thing. We could try an auto cloud, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a bunch of links because it originally had a bunch of good links. But this time I want to do a visual alignment. So I'm going to go to visual alignment, and here's those two scans that are together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to skew these up. I choose one. And I'm also going to turn it. So up here are some tools that we could use to move the scans around. I pick a point, anywhere on a point, and I can rotate the scans around. If I choose this X and Y direction, or I rotate, okay? Now, I got to get these lined up again. So typically, if some scans didn't line up correctly, you could have some scans that maybe were in this condition, kind of like out like this, and that's why they didn't come in through the AutoCloud. And what you'd have to do is align these manually. If I look at a side view of that, I'm going to move one up there. So now we can see that this scan is way out vertically. And if we go to the top view, it's out X, Y. So now we got to line these up. Now it's possible we could hit AutoCloud again and it would line them all up. But typically when they're this far out, we're going to have to do a manual adjustment. So what I'm going to try to do is rotate this around and try to get it close to lining up. So here I rotate it around this way. Whoop. And now I got to move it down this way. So that's looking pretty good. I really want to get as precise as I can here. So I look for a corner that looks where I can adjust both by looking at it very closely. Kind of looks like it right here, the corner section. And then I'm going to have to rotate to get it lined up. So look how far it is down here. So this corner, I think I lined up pretty good, but down here we need to get it lined up. So I need to rotate from this corner, rotate it around until this lines up with the orange scan. I'm going to rotate, click here on this corner. And as you can see, I can rotate it around, get it sort of a better alignment. There we go. Oops, kind of moved a little bit. Yeah, I think this is off a little bit, so I think I'm going to rotate it from here and try to line up there. So it's pretty close. Maybe this can go up this way, so I think I'll do that. I think I'll move this up. No, too much. But overall, I think I'm close. I look at the side view. This is way off, so I need to move this down. There. Pretty good. Go back and check the top view. I still think I'm pretty close to try to join and optimize. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm ready to say, yeah, let's try to join these up. Join and optimize. And it came in pretty good. We've got a low error, 0.002 meters. And this will tell you if, how much you're running under the residuals are running under the 6 millimeter. So we're looking pretty good. Say OK. And we were able to accomplish one link. And of course, if it's trying to align with the other, trying to link up with some other scans, that's great. It found 12 additional link candidates. So we're going to say, yeah, go ahead and link those. Added 12 of 12, and there we are. So now we have this scan. Remember, this one was done, number 7 was done AutoCloud. This one we aligned, realigned to the best we could, and then we joined and optimized it. And plus, it found a bunch of other links that was going to line up. So that went very well. Now, one thing we can notice right now is we have no outstanding scans sitting by themselves. We'll take another look. There are no other scans sitting out there all by themselves. They're all linked up. And these will tell you what links are under each scan. All have good links. And we have one bundle. in this case. Now, if you had a couple of bundles, as long as they're bundled, as long as the points are bundled, we're going to be able to finalize it. So fortunate we have one bundle, and now we want to finalize it. Let's optimize the bundle. Looking good. And now we're going to go to the next part of the menu, finalize. And what we're looking here to do is accept the results of the bundle. The bundle error is 0.004 meters. To me, it all looks pretty good. We all got green links here. There are no yellow or red links. And so I would accept this. Final acceptance. And now we're ready to publish. Notice how the menu went straight to the report section, because this is where we're going to export out to the E57. And these will be our publishing options. These are the report options. The report options, you can write a report, and if we look right here, we could write the report to a certain location, downloads, finalized report. This report, PDF format, will give you all the data about this, the finalized bundle and quality of the scan. So we had setup count, how many links were developed, the strength, and then some matrices that show you the quality of the scans to scans. Very good information here. And where this comes in handy is a quick overview. If you have some very weak scans and links, you can readily go back and say, hey, you know, I'd like to either get rid of these scans or make them better and try to tweak them and get a little bit better link, which you can do. I'll show you that in another video here. But I think we're ready to publish this. And again, here's the assistant, which is very helpful. It tells you about the report, gives you some videos about it. But back on the properties, we want to look at publishing options. Right here, we're looking to export out as a E57. And remember, before I told you we could export it out as a RCP. There's PTX, PTG, LAS, points, PTS, and TrueView if you're using it on a TrueView system. So we're going for a E57 as one file. And here we go. Demo 501. I'm going to put it in the same area as I did on these scans. In fact, I'll just put it in this one file here, top level file, and I'm going to save. Do I want to decimate the setups or point cloud? I can do that. If I click here, I can reduce down the amount of cloud points if you want. Or I could select the setups that I want to publish. Or I could publish by a limit box. Limit box allows you to put a barrier over via limit boxes, which you can create. So we're just going to publish all of it. Publish. So we're going to get the point cloud, the E57s, the E57, and then we're also going to get this PDF report. And you could customize and modify the PDF report with the name of your company and with your name, which is great. Okay, created, finalized registration, demo 5 created, finalized registration results, succeeded. E57 published results, succeeded. So it's good. And this tells you where the E57 was put. Remember the documents Tom scans. And now I want to cancel this project. And I can actually go back, and if I want to close the project here, say yes. And if I want to open up another project, I can do that here. So that's it for this particular video. And the next video, we'll take a look again at linking, a little bit more detailed on linking scans that are just not lining up correctly. Thanks. Bye.